reverential salutations, adorations, and prostrations at the lotus feet of Divine Lord. Most revered elders, dearest brothers, sisters, loving children, how is everyone this evening? I think we were transported to an altitude of divine magnitude, and we need helicopter landing pads to arrive back on Earth. It's so beautiful to come together, and I think in this beautiful setting, inspired by Hazrat Inayat Khan, who had shared that love brings us together, love binds us, love transcends all barriers, love unites us. It is by divine design, and definitely the stars have aligned for us to have with us on the Sekharji Boddupalli, whom for the last 3 decades plus, just in this body, has been spreading that, maybe I should change. Has been spreading that message of love, that message of unity, diversity, the message of Ubuntu. I am because you are, you are because I am, the message of Advaita, non-duality but oneness that connects us all. How to encapsulate this beautiful ocean into a few droplets because of limited time. But just as Rumi said, we're not the entire, we're not a drop in the ocean, but the entire ocean in a drop. And I think just in the session of few droplets of love, we'll experience that oneness. Shri Sekharji, at the age of 22, received his PhD. Can you believe it? At the age of 22. At the Ivy Institute of India, known as the IIS or the IIT, he was at the Indian Institute of Science. But I would say even before that, until now, he's always been a PhD, which stands for pure-hearted devotee. So, brothers and sisters, tonight is just a sharing of love. It is just orchestrated by love, and we are gathered here with all the religions of the world. But truly, this session, this satsang, is about the Latin term of religion, religare, which means to unite. I thank Uncle Sekharji for being with us, coming all the way from the United States, Sacramento, which is also from Latin term sacredness, and for lighting the lamp of love. I'd also like to thank Uncle Subri, who has come also to be with us, and very fortunate to have him with us. And I would just like to share an incident. About 15 years ago, the Satyas organization had a Unity of Faith program. And I heard a beautiful speaker speak on the essence of Sufism and love. And his name is Brother Haider Dalvi. And I was thinking, how do I contact him? How do I get hold of him? Because it would be so wonderful to have his presence with us. And I was in the spice store opposite Cheyenne and Superheat, just doing my regular grocery shopping. And in walks in Haider Bhai, who is here with us tonight. And that can only be the divine frequency that connects us all. And Haiderji, maybe later you can also share with us the dervish dance, and we can all get on our feet and roll in the ecstasy of the divine. But I'd like to pass on to Uncle Sekharji, and sisters and brothers, please fasten your seatbelt. We'll go on a beautiful journey this evening. Everybody well? Would like to see everybody smile this evening. That's gonna light up this entire world. Can I see everyone smile, starting from the left like a Mexican? Beautiful. And Kailicha still, the children are still coming through, so they're gonna really take the energy to another level. So wonderful, brothers and sisters.
ईश्वर collective love, the divine lotus feet of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, the Master whose life and mission is to unite and to light the inner light of self-realization and transformation, and nothing but that. As we contemplate on this evening of Friday on what the essence of all religions is, it's only the four-letter word L-O-V-E. Bhagwan has four dictums that literally are guideposts for our lives. 4 sentences that one should etch themselves in their heart so that we understand what this goal of life is to be. And the goals of life Bhagwan has declared. The end of culture is perfection. The end of culture is perfection. The end of education is character. The end of knowledge is freedom. The end of wisdom is love. This end of wisdom is the love. No matter what scriptures you take, whether it is the Quran or the Bible or the Gatha or the Aveshti, whatever scripture you may take, the Gita, the essence of all the scriptures is none other than this beautiful, beautiful word in Sanskritam as prema and in English, love. And this is the only way any religion can redeem you. It's only through love. It's only one word, that is love, that every religion has preached. If you think otherwise, you are otherwise, other than the wise. Yeah? You see how beautiful the word is? There is wise, there is otherwise. If If you don't believe that love is the essence of any religion, you are otherwise. So, what is this beautiful word called love, which is the essence of, in fact, Sufism is a role model religion for practicing love. And that love is the aplatonic, ecstatic love that unites the individual self with the infinite supreme. And that's the incredible gesture that is made in connecting the earth to the heavens through love, and to taking this energy that is from this earth all the way to the sky and bring the energy all the way from the sky onto the earth. It's the unity of the earth and the heavens that is the gesture of the supreme love that connects through every individual. Prem Ishwar hai, Ishwar Prem hai. What we call as Ishwar, transliterated improperly in English, called God. Ishwar doesn't exactly mean God. Ishwar means the one that controls the entire universe through this power of love. It's because of this love that the entire creation has come into existence. It is because of this love the entire sustenance of the creation happens, and it is because of this love the merger of the individual into the infinite happens. So the source, the path, the goal, everything is this love, love, love. Prem se bolo ek baar Sai Ram. Prem se bolo. With love you should chant the name of God. Not with fear. But religions have taught us something completely different from what love is to be. We love God and we fear sin. But today's state of affair is that we love sin and we fear God. Many temples go to mosques, churches, synagogues, all these places only for fear of God, not in love for God. So therefore, when we connect to this supreme self through this four-letter word, L-O-V-E, that is the actual spiritual life. Otherwise, it's simply a ritualistic life. So the spirit is the one that connects the ritual to the divine. Now, I'm not here to give a huge discourse because I don't have much knowledge to give a discourse. At the most, what I can do is sing the name of God with love. As we said, Prem Ishwar hai, a lot of beautiful souls walked in. Like little ants coming into the sugar's den. This is a beautiful place. It's so sweet. It is so much filled with love. You can feel the energy of love in a place where God is looked at as you, as the lover of God, and God is your lover. And that aplatonic, unblemished four-letter word, what does it mean is what I asked Baba once. Bhagavan, what does it mean? What does this word, four-letter word, love, really mean? And then Swami said, live, love, live, love. 5 times he said, because one time it won't get into the head. One time to get into the head, second to get into the hands. So you know how many times he repeats the same thing. Live, love, live, love, live, love. 5 times he said. And then he asked me very lightly, what is the difference between live and love? What is the difference between live and love? And I'm thinking, what is living? What is, I don't know, what is it? He waited for a few seconds. I just looked at him and I asked him, I don't know, Swami, why you are thinking so hard? I and O. I and O is the difference between live and love. And then he said, if your life is all about I, then it is live. If your life is about O, the others, it is love. just understood that, if we just understood that statement, if your life is all the time about I, this little selfish I, it is living. You are living but you have no life. You are living without life. But when at least a little bit of this living is about others, the O, then that I to O is the transition from live to love. Notice two words, I and we. I and we. There is a word called illness. ILLNESS. Take the I and put we. Understood? That's the essence of a life filled with love. If it is always, and therefore Bhagavan has very beautifully said in this very famous song, love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath. has created us. This aspect of love is what we experience in sustenance with another form of love. Anybody has a guess? How do you experience life? First time in your life? Breath, no. With breath you cry when you are born. When this breathing enters into the body, the kid cries, the child has to cry. If he experienced love and then was very happy, he will die or she will die. So how do you experience love when you are born? Who hugs you first?
Mother. Mother.
You are all still thinking about it. You are all still thinking who hugs you first? Mother. What does this word mother mean? Well, very good. In the word mother, there is other. Mother is merely for others. Understood? Mother, other. Merely for others. She has to make sure everyone in the family eats first and then only she eats. Sacrifice is the love of the mother. And this mother's love is what we have experienced. And then I was sharing this with some our spiritual education students once on a Mother's Day satsang. And then one girl was, she was the one that gave the answer that I was asking who is mother, and then because she connected the love with other, so the love with other is expressed in physical form as the mother. The other in love, entered into the mother. And then she is the one that connected this young girl, like maybe 7-8 years old. She said, yeah, mother is for others. And then there was her brother was sitting next to her. And then he asked, what about father? And then she immediately answers, father is always farther. He's traveling. He's never at home. Father is farther. Mother is here. And that love of the mother is always there. And that beautiful love of the mother. And I asked a question which, it was a trick question, who hugs you first, is what I asked. And the answer was, the mother. Mother is correct. But not the physical mother that hugs you first. Do you know who hugs you first? Without her you won't even come out. You're all blissed out already with all the budget. With all the budgets, you're all blissed out. Without Mother Earth's gravitational force, you will not even come out of the womb of the mother. So before your mother hugs, the first one that hugs you is the Mother Earth. And so this Mother Earth's love is the gravitational force. And that gravitational force of the mother, the love of that mother, is the hug. And that hug is the gravitational force. If there is no gravitational force, imagine what our lives would be. Just imagine what. Don't go ask Sunita. What is life on earth without the love of the Mother Earth? And that love of the Mother Earth is the gravitational force. Without the gravitational force, forget about all the rest of the stuff. You won't even be able to swallow your saliva. You won't be able to even excrete. Just think about that. Have you ever thought how fundamental that is to our existence? Gravitational force of the Mother Earth. And that Mother Earth's gravitational force is what is responsible for us, for our walking, everything associated with this life, isn't it? And the food aspect of it, everything. So in the context of our love to the Mother Earth, how do we live our lives? I'm not here to give you answers, but to only provoke and ask you questions like I did last night. I won't give you answers. You have to write down these things and reflect upon our own lives to see what is the love that we give back to this Mother Earth. How do you show your gratitude to this Mother Earth? Reciprocate not only the love that she is giving you, but the incredible, you see how we refer to love as a she and never a he. How beautiful the word love is a feminine gender. The word water in Sanskritam text, in Vedic text, is feminine gender. Everything that sustains and gives in Vedic text is the feminine gender, never the masculine gender. So this God that we refer to, the God that we refer to, mostly masculine in other religions, but fundamentally Sanatana Dharma always refers to this mother as a she, and everything related to creation, sustenance, and even dissolution referred to as the Shakti, the power, the mother of Shakti, the power. Premamayi Sai Ma Jnanamayi Sai Ma What an incredible feeling it is simply to say Jai Ma. Victory to my mother. That's what it means. Jai Ma means victory to my mother. Victory to the love of my mother. Victory to that love that is responsible for evolution, the resolution and dissolution of myself. We only understand what it is, the mother, in the context of giving us food and nourishment. But there is other aspect of the mother. This mother is the one that gives you awareness, the knowledge of, first of all, to know who you are as the body. Show me your eyes, show me your eyes. How she tells you. And then you show the eyes. Show me your ears. Show me your tongue. She's asking you to identify yourself first with the body. But my mother asked me, show me your mind. That mother that asked me, show me your mind, the name of that mother is Veda Mata. The mother of awareness. Tomorrow and day after, this is simply a trailer of that mother. Tomorrow and day after at the retreat, we will go into who that mother of awareness is. That's the most fundamental, very important aspect of our lives. I'll share the essence of what that is in Buddhism, because this place is Sarva Dharma. It's the place of love. So we sing and celebrate the glory and the story, the name, form and function of every God and Messiah that came down only for the purpose of living and loving love. And therefore, when you are asked the question, show me your mind, is your mind? You're smiling, huh? You have to think. For that you need the mind. Where is the mind? Have we ever asked that question? Now we see, where is the mind? Very simply asking the question. Where is the mind? What do you experience? What do you experience? Where is the mind? What do you experience? Somewhere in between electricity and shock. Somewhere between. But go deeper into that. That's a very beautiful answer. He's saying somewhere between consciousness and intellect. Before or between? Between. Oh. What's the function of this mind? So that aspect of connecting to the awareness within yourself is the mother of Vedas, the awareness. We will dwell a lot more into that tomorrow and day after, because that's the purpose of the retreat, Vedas in the valley. Okay. Then we have experienced this physical mother, the love of the physical mother, the love of the mother earth, the love of the mother of awareness, Brothers and sisters, this is the essence of love manifest in many names and forms with beautiful functions. So love expressing itself in our own lives and how we connect to that love. Then there is this love of the individual self itself. Because what is experiencing this love within you, the I am, that is love. Without that I am, there is no experience of love. I am is love. I am is love. I am is not the I and am referred to in an individual sense. I am is the way to God, said who? Jesus, the Christ. I am is the way to God. And that was interpreted very, sorry for lack of a better word, ignorantly, that Jesus said He is the only God. Because the mind interprets the words of great messiahs in its own awareness. So when you actually look at what these beautiful declarations in Bible or in Quran, when your mind's awareness is very low, the lower mind interprets the scriptures completely differently than the higher and the elevated mind, which is close to love. That is the essence of Sufism, that interpreted the scripture only with a mind filled with love. That's the reason why Sufism carries that incredible message of Islam to the totality of being a love to the lover, which is the supreme consciousness. I am is the way to God. Because if you look at what is happening through all of us, are you all bored? Huh? Sorry, I'm looking some serious faces here. Huh? Are we all okay? Subri, huh? Yeah. You raised hand, my God, it is not. So, this, as I don't know how much are we done with time, huh? What is time is love. Okay, so this essence of who I am is the essence of living as the Christ. Christ is I am consciousness. And that is expressed as Kyrie eleison, Christe eleison. Love the child of God, love the love itself. If we understood loving the love itself, what does it mean? What is loving the love? Namaste, You feel the love. You feel the love that sacrificed itself for the sake of humanity. You feel the love that put itself on the cross to be nailed and subjected to torture. Do you feel that love that existed without any ego put the eye itself on the cross, cut the eye across, is the cross. That is love, that is sacrifice, that is surrender. And that surrender is love. Thy will be done through me this day. Thy will be done through me this day. Here I am, Lord, use me, guide me, fill me, live me by your way. Thy will be done through me this day. This is love. And that love is the individual self, the I, that is another mother that is within us, that constantly is asking the question, what is the intent with which the I phone is operating? iOS, the I ego operating system. How is it operating? With what intent and purpose it is operating? Is it operating in surrender? Or is it operating in arrogance of always exploiting everything around it? Is it giving? And is it forgiving? Or is it always getting and forgetting? Which I is operating within us? The love that is always giving and forgiving. Giving and forgiving. All of you awake, please. Giving and forgiving. Giving and forgiving. Giving and forgiving. Loving all the living. Loving all the living. Loving all the living. Loving all the living. Loving all the helpless. Helping all the helpless. Helping all the helpless. Helping all the helpless. Never with the selfish heart. 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 Giving and forgiving, giving only love. Thinking I'm singing some Timbuktu language or something. Hello, come on. Huh? So, giving and forgiving, giving only love. Loving all the living, living only love. Giving and forgiving, giving only love. Loving all the living, living only love. Huh? Today's message is all about love. Nothing, because in a Sufi place, what else to talk about and celebrate? Only love has to be talked about and celebrated. So you're all ready now. Pay attention to the words and be awake. Come on. Giving and forgiving. Giving and forgiving. Giving and forgiving. Loving all the living. Loving all the living. Loving all the living. Loving all the living. Loving all the helpless. Loving all the helpless. Helping all the helpless. Never with the selfish heart. Never with the selfish heart. Never with the This is what Jesus taught. The essence of life of Jesus is nothing but love and service. What he did the night before the Passover, washing the feet of all his devotees and telling his disciples, you should only love and serve. The message of love all and serve all, the root of that is what Jesus did and what Jesus said. So now you see we are going through so many religions, so many messiahs, their messages connecting to these mothers within ourselves and the mothers that we are constantly in touch with. The mother that gave you the birth, but after that she left you to yourself, mostly. But Indian mothers never lived on. They are there throughout your life, even after death. Not kidding. Indian parents never leave you. You may try to leave them, but good try. That's a blessing, huh? Constantly behind your back. You can use it for your good, or you can be turned away by it. The choice is yours, but their love is always there. And that love and sacrifice of your physical mother, the love and sacrifice and the forbearance of the Mother Earth, the love and sacrifice and surrender of cutting your eye across and let it go. Let it go is called ego. Let it go. And once that is let go, you will experience this incredible freedom within you. The liberation happens when you let it go, when you sacrifice it. But what we really don't understand is that holding something requires effort. Letting it go is effortless. The simple aspect of it, as Bhagavan would always demonstrate, he would lift his glass and he would say, this would require effort. To hold on to this requires effort. You feel the weight between your fingers. It requires effort. Let it go. It's so easy. Then this is free. This letting it go is the example of the supreme Platonic love of the gopis for Krishna. And that is also emulated in Sufism, being the lover of the supreme consciousness. And how these gopis were holding on to their saris. By the way, when you hear these stories of Krishna and the gopis, just for the sake of clarity and disclosure, Krishna was a 7-year-old boy. So that no dirty thoughts come into your head. This is called Madhura Bhakti, the beautiful love of these gopis, the individual selves yearning for the love of this Krishna. And in doing so, when they were in the lake and Krishna took away their clothes and he was sitting on the top of the tree playfully, and they said, Krishna, please give our saris. Then he said, lose your body consciousness ego and surrender to myself. As long as you have body consciousness in front of the divine, you cannot have love because you are holding on to this body consciousness. And that has to let go. And that is the prayer of the gopis. Muralidhara, Murahara, Natavara, Gopi Manohara, Giridhara, Vrindavana Sanchara, Jaganodhara, Yashodabala, Nandakumara. You ready to sing this? Call out for the Krishna to take away our clothes. Let's stand in front of him and surrender. Muralidhara, Murahara, Natavara, Muralidhara, Murahara, Natavara, Muralidhara, Murahara, That Nanda's Nanda. Nanda is his father's name. So he is the happiness of his father, Nanda Nandana. Ananda Nandana. He is also the son of bliss. Ananda Nandana. O Nanda Nandana. Ananda Nandana. O Nanda Nandana. Now the next one is very tough. Gopi Jana Prana Dhana Radha Ranga Ranjana. Gopi Jana Prana Dhana Radha Ranga Ranjana. Gopi Jana means these Gopikas. These Gopikas, of which the supreme Gopika is Radha. And he is the one who is making their minds illumine with the divine consciousness. Gopi Jana Prana Dhana. He is the wealth of their life force itself and the one who illuminates their minds. So when we become the gopis, like in Sufism, you become the lover of God. The God will protect your body and also illumines your mind, and that light descends from the sky onto yourself. Sitting here in this beautiful altar, I can feel that love that connects this body to that. That's the reason why the sky is high here. And there is so much light that comes into this place. Gopi Jana Prana Dhana Radha Ranga Ranjana. Gopi Jana Prana Dhana Radha Ranga Ranjana. Are we ready now? Ananda Nandana, O Nanda Nandana. That's it. You have to remember only those. Gopi Jana Prana Dhana, I will only sing. You all can listen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ananda Nandana, O Nanda Nandana. Ananda Nandana, Jai, everybody has to say. Not a single person said Jai, this old gentleman. When you say Jai, you raise your hands and you say to God, victory to your love. Otherwise, you are holding on to your clothes. You raise your hands and you say, let it go, and you say, Jai. Bolo Vrindavana Vihari Lal Ki Jai. That's only 50%. The rest of them still don't want to let it go. How can I let it? I have to go back. There's a lot of stuff going on in life. How can I let it go? What is it talking about? What is this let it go business? Then 50% only want to raise their hands. And the rest of them are still figuring out. Some people won't even raise their hand because they think, what will the person sitting next to me will think? If I say Jai, they think I'm a cuckoo. All these things going on, the mental ego plays the game to surrender to the love of the God. It doesn't want to let it go. Wants to hold on to it. Let it go and say, Bolo Vrindavana Vihari Lal Ki Jai. Wow, that's good. 80%. Make sure the neighbor is also. Yeah. First you have to raise your hands and next if the neighbor is not raising your hands. Hey, come on, raise your hands. Why are you not raising your hands? Okay. Bolo Vrindavana Vihari Lal Ki Jai. Excellent. We are almost done. We are covered here. So, we come to the point of this love which exists only for the sake of love. It has no agenda behind it. If it has any agenda behind it, it's not love. Please know that. What agenda is there for God to love you? Bhagavan says very beautifully 3 sentences about love and duty. Duty without love is deplorable. Duty with love is desirable. Love without duty is divine. This love without any duty, what duty does? You love your child because you have a duty as a mother, father. You love your brother, sister because they are blood related to you. Can you look at any child to whom you don't have any duty and still love them like your own child? Then that is the divine expressing through us. And that happens with only service, service and service only. Service is a beautiful expression of love for the body. How can you serve? You give clothes, you give food, you give shelter, you give education. All those are very important services. Now if you understand, Bhagavan told me once, I don't know how many of you are aware, last year in April in Durban, we conducted this yajna called Atirudra Mahayajna in Durban. The first ever on the continent of Africa in the history of humanity. And then for that a lot of effort is required. Only those that the God wills can even come and enter those places. Without that divine will, it doesn't happen. Lot of people ask the question, why do you do these rituals, these yajnas and prayers and all of that stuff? It's better to go serve people outside, give them that milk rather than pouring it on an idol. This was a conflict in my own heart. Whether to do these rituals and spend this enormous amount of money and effort towards these rituals. So Swami said, one time in 2015 when we were doing a yajna in Badrinath, I asked him the question, Swami, how do I understand, comprehend what this service is about? Swami said, there is always service to body that you can do. But there is even supreme service than the body. That is service to the mind of the people. How do you serve the mind of those that are struck in fear, in depression, in all the mental diseases that are there? If you go give them clothes, they will last for a few months or years. If you give them food, it will last for a few hours. If you give them shelter, it will last for several years. Those are all very important services to take care of those. But there are those that have food, that have clothes, that have the shelter, but they're suffering from mental depression, fear, unhappiness all the time. How do you serve them? What do you do to serve them? They don't need your food. They need help. How do you give them that help? And then Swami said, when you pray wholeheartedly for others, for their mental peace, that peace will elevate the unhappiness, the depression, the fear, the crisis, everything that they are going through. They may not even know that they are getting healed, but definitely Yajna helps with the service to the human mind and service to the Mother Nature, so that rains come on time, so that sun shines always, and that is the beauty of this prayer. So now, why fear when I am here? And we will probably close with this bhajan of Bhagavan Sri Sat Sai Baba. Why fear when I am here? 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 So says Baba, Sat Sai Baba, Sat Sai Baba, my Lord. reserved, like me.
Sarah,
Sir.
I just wanted to ask about the concept of love. What I've learned and what I've heard.
Is it on?
Okay. So what I've learned was that the way I interpreted it was that it seemed like a spiritual thing. From like what I've heard, like what I know of love, I never really thought deep into it. But if it's a spiritual thing, what I know about spiritual things is that it usually comes to everyone at a point in their lives. But why doesn't love come to you at a certain point of your life? For example, I feel like the world is in destruction. There's a lot of people that go through a lot in their lives, and there's never really an ending. So now, I never really thought, I was always like, I never really thought into it until I heard it today, and it made me wonder that why doesn't it come to most of the people in their lives?
Oh, very good. That's an excellent question. Thank you for asking that question. When a fish is in water and it swims in water, it never understands that it is that water that is helping it live. When it comes out of the water, it starts to grab and go back into the water. Most of us are like that fish in the water. We are in love, but we realize it only when you are thrown out of it. And there are those that we are constantly in love, just like we are constantly in light. Isn't it? When one person was living in darkness for a long time, the other person went in and turned the light on in the dark room, asked him to describe what he sees. He started saying, I see you, I see a chair, I see this, I see that. But the other person said, you should start with light. I see light. And in the light, I see all these things. We are all like that. We forget what is the source of our existence because our individual eye has separated it from it so far away that we lost touch with it. But it never gave up on us. It is always there. The light that is shining, that does not say, this is a tomato plant, I should shine only on the tomato plant. I should not shine on a weed right next to it. Does it do that? It doesn't do that. The sun shines for everybody and everything. It doesn't say, let me shine only on good things, let me not shine on the bad things. No good, no bad. That's the reason we say no reason for love, no season for love, no birth, no death. So the question is, how did we lose touch with it? Yeah, that's the whole point. How do I get back into it? How do I lose touch with it? That's the essence of what we went through systematically from, to begin with, you have connected physically in love, and then there is mentally in love. Giving up is love, existing for others is love. And slowly it's a transformation process that goes from illness, I, to wellness, we. Am I helping you connect? You still looking for how do I live love? Huh? No, okay. Or why do people not love? Oh, no, what's the question?
My question was, like, for example, it usually leans towards spirituality, right? I feel like spirituality is so diverse, and then it's literally everyone, I feel like everyone, 90% of the world, actually, to the point that it's actually divided into religions.
Okay, I understand.
So basically, everyone experiences spirituality. Now, my question is, the same as spirituality, there is also a concept of love. It's even in the dictionaries, and then we know it, we recommend it, we've been to it. Schools, everything is being taught.
Yeah.
We know it. So my question is, literally today, I've learned more about it and deeper into it. And then I've learned so much that I've never experienced before. So it literally leaves me with so many questions because I want to believe it, but I can't believe it because of how I experienced that.
Correct. Okay, now I understand it. So her question is, if those of you who put it here in the back, this all feels like a concept to me. But how do I realize it? Just like spirituality is like a concept. I understand the concept, but how do I live it? How do I practice it? Yes. So that's a very beautiful question. That's another parameter of, we understand this love, we understand examples of love, we have understood it as a concept, and spirituality also is a concept. Today when we were driving, I saw a notice board that said, the school of practical philosophy. There is a school of practical philosophy somewhere here. That means what? Philosophy is not practical. Spirituality is not practical. Like that, love is not practical. I understand it. Mentally I get it. But how do I live it? Yes. Yes, we can. I will share something, and brother can also elaborate on his point of view on it. When we look at ourselves, we are a composite of three. The first is body, our body. The second is our senses, seeing, hearing, all of that stuff. And the third is our self, which is the I am, the mind that we talked about. So how to live this love is three ways. When you serve somebody, that is practicing love. So your body giving something to another body is an expression of love, isn't it? That is first aspect of practical living of love. How do I love with my senses? When you actually pray, not only for yourself, but also for others, to heal them and to give them a good mind and to give them a good peace, that is also love. So with your senses, you practice love. What you see is love. What you hear is love. What you speak is love. What you feel is love. That is your senses. Am I seeing love or am I seeing hate? Am I seeing peace or am I seeing pieces? Everybody can examine that within themselves, from negative to positive. That is love. And then the third aspect of it is, I exist for others, is the most supreme aspect of love. That is giving up your mind and you're giving up your ego. So the first one is service. S. Turning senses from negative to positive is adoration. A. And then ending your mind and ego like Jesus did on the cross for others is the I. Getting rid of I. What are the three letters? What are three letters? S for service, A for adoration, which is worship, I for ending ego. SAI is equal to LOVE. So when you become Sai, you are love. And becoming Sai is not a concept. You serve with your body, you pray with your senses, you end your ego. SAI is the practical way of living. It is not a concept. Okay. Brother, you want to say something? Give him the mic.
I understand what you're saying is 100% correct. But I think just to simplify it more for your understanding, I'm going to try it. Love is there in you all the time. Love is in everybody that's seated here. there's a force, there's a spirit inside you that is only love. But that is covered by anger, by hatred, by jealousy, by negative qualities, and listening to or seeing what's happening in this world. All that is affecting. So we need to get beyond and try to remove all these negative qualities inside us so we could start to feel and experience this divine love that is inherent in everybody. So how are you going to do that? Is the four-letter word LOVE, means living our values everywhere. Okay, and what are the values? It's there on the top in this church as well. It's truth is number one. Are we truthful? Are we practicing truth to the highest? Because if you practice in truth, automatically you'll become a righteous person. And if you're practicing truth and righteousness, then you'll get the third value, which is peace. You'll start feeling within you the peace inside you. And if you practice truth, righteousness, and peace, automatically the unconditional divine love manifests in you. And if you practice truth, righteousness, peace, and love, then you'll become a non-violent person in thought, word, and deed. Okay, so it's very important for you now to go and in that love, and each and every one will know exactly where they are faltering so they can't feel and experience this love. And the power of prayer, daily prayer, will help for these negative qualities to get out of you so you can feel and experience love. And the time will come when you'll even love. The challenge is to love the people that don't like you. Because God is in everyone. God is in everybody. So with the power of prayer, that is why Sai Baba gave us the 9-point code of conduct. Number one is daily meditation and prayer will help us to remove these negative qualities in us so we can feel, experience love, practice this love, and share this love with everyone else. Thank you. Does that make it a bit better?
We request brother also to say a few words about love, and which is the essence of Sufism and practicing.
Sekhar, thanks for giving me this opportunity. I thoroughly enjoyed everything you've said. The discourse Your Highness has given is so wonderful in this month, which we call the month of Hajj, which is the month of sacrifice. This is the month where that sacrifice, which we talk about the ego, is the actual superb way Guruji had just brought over to us. This experience which Abraham got was in his dream. What was that dream? That he's actually slaughtering his son. But it wasn't in actual deed. That is where the misconception is come. The actual dream, which he had 3 times, made him recollect to realize that my ego is so powerful that at the age of 90 I have a son. And that arrogance, that, all the vices which was in him had to be sacrificed. So that was a test of sacrifice. And Guruji has said it so beautifully that if we cannot clarify in ourselves that I-ness, then everything else is otherness. And that otherness is that negativity. So as you so beautifully put over, that when the sun shines, it doesn't discriminate on which particular plant it wants to be on. And this is what this Sufism all about. It is to realize that what we are is the essence of the Absolute. Now the essence cannot be seen. So because he wanted to be seen, and it's so beautiful I can say it in Arabic? He calls out to Prophet David, King David. He questioned God, Prophet David. He said, God, why did you create this creation? Look at the amount of negativity in it. You were so in a supreme state, and you brought it down to this platform. What was the purpose? And it so beautifully it was answered, Kuntu kanzan mafiyan fa'ababtu an urifa khahalukul khalqa. The translation in English is, I love it to say it in Urdu, but nevertheless we're not Urdu speaking. But it says there, I was a hidden treasure, but my love, which evoked me to wanting to see myself, have I created this creation so that I could see myself. So we as human beings, as Guruji has just beautifully put over, have to realize that the essence within us, which is love, is asking us to come to recognize Him. And where do you come to recognize Him? As you so beautifully said, is to actually activate, to realize that who we are, what is our purpose, and where are we going to go to. Because we are divine. There's no death. The death is for this veil. And this veil is actually the actual divider between the truth and the negativity, as we will call it, the I-ness. I wouldn't want to say anything more, but the 3 points which I also loved, like Rumi, you brought up, and it was so beautiful when this particular person who comes in his life, which is Shamsud Tabriz, he also, there's too many, but the point which it comes to was that 3 beautiful divine stages of love, where we say love, which is actually puppy love or illusionary love. Then we have that we call pyar. Then it goes to ishq. Ishq is actually a beautiful perspective of you coming to know the person when you come to actually. You can't sleep, you can't eat, you can't, you feel completely without taste. There's nothing in life, you are miserable because you haven't seen that person, and which we call that passionate love. And that pyar then turned into ishq. And when that ishq turns into divine love, we call that muhabba. That muhabba is that divine life which evokes that inner self, that soul, which realizes that I-ness is lost and it is representing itself. And that makes you the actual pure Sufi, or which we will call the master, or the spiritual conscious being, which we call the soul. But the soul is actually an Arabic word which goes for English word which we call Sufi, is the one who is consciously conscious of God. Shukr, I hope I wasn't saying too much, but I would just appreciate whatever you said is complete Sufism. That proves there's no difference in religions. I always said the spoke is there, that means the O is there, and each spoke leads to that same O. So each religion leads to that pure essence which is called love. Thank you so much. I pray for
Let's all sing this. May the love that we are sharing spread its wings and fill each and every soul with that love. May the love we're sharing spread its wings, fly across the earth and bring new joy to every soul that is alive. May the love we're sharing spread its wings, fly across the earth and bring new joy to every soul that is alive. with so much love. It's a beautiful song that we all sing. Let my heart reflect your light, Lord, like the moon reflects the light of the sun, in love, always in love. Hu Allah Allah, Hu Allah. Jai Sai Ram. Want to sing that song? Last song? Let my heart reflect thy light, Lord. Let my heart reflect thy light, Lord, like the moon reflects the light of the sun, in love, always in love. My heart reflects thy light, Lord, like the moon reflects the light of the sun, in love, always in love. Let my heart reflect thy light, Lord, like the moon reflects the light of the sun, in love, always in love. Hu Allah, Allah, Hu Allah.
Wow, brothers and sisters. Speechless.
No words
No
in love.
words.
No words in love.
No words
Ishq.
in love.
Raise it a bit higher too.
Muhammad. Right now we are in Ishq. Coming the weekend we'll be going to
The word which is Allah. Do you have the definition?
Allah.
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
No, but I mean anybody who can explain it. I mean,
No,
because it has to be understood. Also, then you will have that greater inspiration when you say Al. Al mean is, that is infinity, which is divine, which is the essence, and La is infinite. So in Arabic we always had it the opposite way, in Hindi also, in Urdu. So it actually means infinite essence, and Hu means am. That Allahu, I am none other than the infinite essence.
Allahu. Who is Allah? In Sanskritam, that he explained the meaning in Arabic. In Sanskritam, Al means the all-pervading existence. All-pervading existence or consciousness, which is same as infinity. And aha is a visarga associated with this, which is associated with that infinite presence. Infinite presence and existence associated with awareness. Infinite existence is a Sat. Aha is awareness. Sat, Chit, Hu is Ananda. Allah Hu means Sat, Chit, Ananda. Infinite presence, awareness and bliss. Jai Sai Ram. Same thing repeated everywhere. So, Bhagavan says very beautifully a parable. Women coming from a lake carrying 4 pots of water, 4 women bringing pots of water. One woman said, agua. Another one said, pani. Another one said, water. Another one said, wari. Wari in Bengali means water. Another one from South Africa said, manzi. So, it's the same substance everyone is talking about, but they all forgot what they're referring to. So if I come here, I have to say manzi, manzi. When I go to America, I have to say water, water. When I go to South India, I have to say jalam. When I go to North India, I have to say pani. And I go to a Spanish country, I have to say aqua. So it's the same substance referred with same name. We all quench our thirst, and that same name is love, and we quench our thirst with love. Jai Sai Ram. Thank you.
Brothers and sisters, Shekharji, thank you so much. There's absolutely no words, and I think just listening and being in satsang together, we enter into a state of timelessness, and there's a beautiful Turkish proverb which says, no road is long with good company, and I think the time has just gone so quickly and beautifully. Beautiful.
It's 9 o'clock, so
And
wait for people.
I hope today has inspired everyone to please join for tomorrow and Sunday's Vedas in the Valley. And we're just going to continue off this beautiful tsunamic wave of love and inspiration. We won't surf the internet, we'll surf the internet. So please do join, brothers and sisters. By show of hands, who's joining tomorrow? Oh, very good. Who's going to try and join tomorrow? Good. And then Sunday as well. So please do join. And tonight, we just want to thank you all for joining tonight. It was a cold Cape Town evening, but you all have come, warm hearts, and insulated this beautiful environment to spread love across the universe for all peace and harmony. Is it possible to take a group photo with this? Yes, we can? We can take a group photo. And thereafter, as we exit, please take a cup of warm chai, tea, and there's divinity, tranquility, serenity, positivity, no electricity. But there's also a sandwich, a Boddupalli, and you're welcome to take two per person, and please travel safely home. Before we actually do the group photo, let's do a food prayer. And just in a nutshell, Sekhar, what would you say is the essence of this food prayer?
Another satsanga. Brahmarpanam means we offer whatever we consume to the divine fire within us, and let it be consumed itself in that fire. And that what is offered into the fire becomes work as in love, service. And may that what we consume, what we are consuming is Brahman. Who is consuming is Brahman. What is consumed is Brahman. What it becomes is Brahman. What it does is Brahman. At the end only Brahman remains, nothing else. Love. Jai Sai Ram. Om Brahmarpanam Brahmahari Brahmarpano Brahmanahuram Brahmena Vena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashitaha Pranapana Samayukta Ajamyanam Chadurvidham Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
So